Hello. Hmm. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone on YouTube. Hello on Twitch. Decaling. So I built the this is not the Neo. I built the Shinju Stein that goes with this kit. This is not the one that I previously built. Did actually build a second one, the one that comes with this. And how y'all doing? I was thinking I was going to build Ultraman and the Narrative Gundam C-Packs tonight and then come back to this tomorrow, but I think I just want to try to see if we can at least maybe get close to finishing this. Ideally finish it, but we'll see how it goes tonight, and then yeah, we'll see. The upper body over there. So how's it going? Just getting everything. Shoo, what overpriced plastic toy am I building today? I don't know, it's weird. It's like, I wanted to put it in the title, but then I thought I'd rather keep it a surprise, so I didn't put it in the title. But then I put it in the title, because I didn't want it to be a surprise. Alright. We're basically situated here. We missed the part 1, but I'm here for the part 2. Zach building the new kid in the family. Oh. What do you mean you missed part 1? You were here for part 1. That was 2 days ago. I took the night off last night because I was like losing my voice. I don't know how it's going to be tomorrow. If tonight's stream is also not going to be good for my voice or what, we'll see. We shall see. Have dual wielding, you say? Look at this gigantic crutch piece. Which nation am I from, Caleb? I'm from the nation of the United States of Nations. Whoa, that's weird. I got some nasty miscoloration in my front skirt part here. I'll show you guys here in a minute. Whoa, come on now. Hey there, Gerard. So here's the front skirt pieces. On YouTube, you guys are seeing the stream, right? Because on my end, it's still like buffering weird. Oh, alright, now it's going. Sorry, I pressed something, I guess. But here on the front skirts, you can see I got this like weird like marbling effect here on this one piece, like there at the top, and there's a weird spot in here. So that's pretty rare to see this kind of like discoloration, like bad quality control from Bandai. Bandai slipping. And on a premium kit, well, at least I have some cool marble effect to my kit. Well, there's always a time for rest and them. What are you guys in the chat are all talking about Kurosama? What is he also streaming live now or something? Oh. This, yes, it is a killer crotch. Spider-Man better look out. That's a killer crotch indeed. You literally build a plastic elephant. Kind of. Damn. Some of these gates on here are gigantic. You're gonna build this kit, either this one or the regular original one. Make sure you have a good pair of like throwaway like wire cutter, an old pair of like throwaway nippers, or just get like a set of like $2 wire cutters or something like that for some like the really huge gates on there. You're not gonna want to use your like, good nippers on that. WD 3 and 4. I think you need a machete. Yeah, basically, a machete might work for some of these. That is not a bad idea. I also need X1. This guy, 15 and 14. Down here. These parts, I'll show you here in a moment, are like the equivalent of, if this was like a normal size kit, these are like the equivalent of what would be the polycaps that join like the legs and top half and the bottom half. Just to give you guys an idea. The Steiny is a pretty big HG kit, but just to see that compared to the front skirt of the Neo Zeong, or this part here, which plugs in the legs into the body. Like I was saying, it's like the kind of like center polycap between that. So yeah, alright, let's get these guys cleaned up. This big huge part actually we don't need for this current step that I'm on, but I know I'm going to need it in just a moment, so let's go ahead and pull it off the runner as well. Snug, which I kind of can't quite reach here. Alright. Oh, I need to buy those nippers. Next check. Yeah. Use the USA Gundam store nippers. Don't need to clean nub marks. Uh, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I like the USA Gundam Store nippers, and they're good. But whatever nippers you use, I still personally wouldn't advocate for the technique of just trying to just cut with nippers, and then not planning on doing any further cleanup after that. Even if you have like the sharpest, flattest, most expensive, crazy super steel god hand nippers, just best to still just cut it close, not right on the plastic, and then just do your cleanup with a knife or sandpaper or whatever. I don't know. So in my experience, it's just the safest bet. Yeah, molding on this is kind of weird. This part that has like some marbling on it there, discoloration also like on the side of it. It's kind of weird. The plastic's not like really super smooth. It feels smooth, but it looks kind of goofy. Interesting. It's a giant part, so you have to imagine the plastic flowing through there might get a little weird. But pretty soon, after building these front skirts, it's about to get extra thick in here. Let me start on the back skirt. Deafening, are you going to finish it today? Is there a lot left? Well, I'd like to finish it today, but I'm gonna say that that's probably pretty doubtful. I say I'm probably about, if you include the narrative Gundam, or not the narrative, if you include the Shinenju Stein itself, I'd say I'm about 50% done. But on like just the mobile armor itself, it's less than 50%. I'd say for 35%. Just have like the top portion, but without the arms, and the arms are a big part of the build. It's like 9 runners full of just parts for the arms. At least 9 runners full of just parts for the arms. And I mean, like a lot of them are really big parts, of course, but the arms take a while to build. There's 6 of them, so they're not super complicated, but it does just take a while. Interesting. Hey, what's going on, Alex? How's the moving going? Alex, did you just move all your backlog first? And then you're working on everything else? Any luck with the truck? Gerard, if I don't like the discolor, I can always paint it. Yeah, of course. I'm not complaining about the discolor. It's just more interesting than anything. Obviously, I plan to paint it at some point in time. You know, who knows whenever that may be. But yeah, the discoloration of plastic doesn't bother me at all personally. I do just want to kind of give the perspective of someone else who it might bother, like if there's someone else out there who's not planning on buying the kit and dropping like 300 plus bones on this gigantic P. Bandai kit and then have it be discolored like that. They might not like that. They might care a little bit more than I would. So just pointing it out to you guys. Ninja Guy, you think Alex and I need another build-off? Talked about this last time. I don't know if Alex is emotionally healed enough yet. Because you get hit with a wrench if you misbehave. Yes, Alex is the moderator, and he will moderate your ass. Any advice with cleaning clear kits? You mean like cleaning nub marks, basically, or you mean like physically cleaning, like washing like with soap and water? I'm assuming you mean like just cleaning up nub marks on a clear kit. Is that correct? Sanding? Alright. Well, you can sand them. I've never tried this, but you can sand them, and then you can get them back to being nice, like crystally clear by just progressive sanding. You just sand with like a whatever 600 or whatever you're gonna start off with, and then go like 1000 and 1400 and 2000, and you just kind of have to sand it until it's smoother and smoother, and you finally get back to it being really clear. And you can use like a polishing compound as well on it. You can buy like Tamiya, like other companies make it, but I'm sure you could buy just like some other kind of non-modeling brand polishing compound. Probably would work as well. I don't know for sure, but you can get a clear plastic part back to me. That said, as long as it's not like splintered or something, on those clear parts, a lot of times they're really brittle, so they can splinter. If that happens, I'm not sure of any way that you can really do much about that. But as long as the part is like solid, like structurally, then it should be fine. Alright. Okay. So this part is going to go into here like this. This giant piece into there. Let's stick the top half, bottom half together. This is one of those parts that I'm dreading ever having to take apart again, because it's such like these big, giant, heavy parts that fit together really super tightly. So like, it's just gonna be hell ever trying to get them apart again. I don't know. I may not have to, but to sand some of these parts on the inside of this, if I'm gonna want to sand any of this like on the inside of here or something like that, I know I probably don't have to, but just to make sure that it's sanded better, I'm gonna want to take them apart. I'm gonna have to try to resist the urge to do that. But that's pretty huge. Yeah, after 1000, I mean, you'll definitely still have to go much higher than that. Probably up to 2000 with a step in between, probably. Am I actually going to paint this up? Well, I would say that I do plan to. I have no idea when that will eventually be, though. Any kit that I own, I have the intention of painting at some point in time. Unless it's like some like special color or clear kit or something like that. And even for clear kits, I would like to like paint like the inner frame or something like that. Like I have a few clear color master or like a clear, like a mechanical clear master grade kits. That's something I wanted to do with those, like paint the inner frame. One of them is one that actually that Alex gave me, so thank you, Alex. Alex gave me the Master Grade Zaku 2 mechanical clear kit. Really cool. But I haven't built it yet, so I need to get around to building that sometime. Does that need to place this standard? He has a kid? Yes, I have 2 kids. How's it going, Ricardo? Papa Zach, don't mess around. Videos are desynced. Yeah, Ricardo, I don't know why the 2 cameras are not in sync. I'm not really sure why, actually, to be honest. Roxboy asked, have I ever wished for a Master Grade Kshatriya? Not really, because I have the Ellen kit, which is, I mean, obviously a P-Bandai, or like a Bandai Master Grade kit would be a much better build. But I don't know, like an RE100 I think would be cool. A Master Grade I think would just be too overly complicated for the design. It'd just be too heavy. You wouldn't really be able to do a whole lot with it. Like, imagine something really big, like the Sazabi Verka, and then add like these giant heavy binders onto the side of it, and it's just like, it will just be too heavy. So, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. B16. But I think an RE100 Kshatriya is probably more likely. And yeah, it would be cool. I'd like it. WB1. It'd be a really big boy. Gerard says you plan on buying another real grade after buying the Unicorn and Banshee. Thinking buying the Exia or the Ale Strike. What do you think is the best choice? I think the Sazabi would be the best choice. But if your choices are between the Exia or the Ale Strike, I haven't built the Exia, but I can tell you the Ale Strike was the real grade Ale Strike was a really nice kit. I liked it a lot. The head is very kind of bobblehead, and I've heard from other people that wasn't just my kit. That's a kind of a common thing with it. So you just tighten up the neck joint a little bit, so the head isn't so wobbly bobbly. Then you'll be all right. But something to keep in mind, small thing to keep in mind. Where be Runner Q? Hiding there, are you? Need this. And I'm not making an HGUC packs, yeah. Q. Alright, those parts are left over. Okay. Figured so. W. Huh? Who what? I heard the RG Ale Strike is a plastic grenade. I didn't have that experience with the RG Ale Strike. It was totally fine for me. So I say go for it if you want it. But yeah, haven't built the Exia, but I'm sure it's probably a fine kit as well. As far as I know, there's nothing like really any major problems with that either. If it's anything like the HGUC Gundam, then it's probably pretty good. I really liked the HGUC Gundam. And the HGUC Quanta is also pretty nice. So if the XD is like either of those, which I assume it probably is similar, then I'd say you're good to go either way. But if you're getting the RG Unicorn and Banshee, then I assume you're not against the idea of getting something from UC Century, Universal Century. In which case, I would recommend getting the Sazabi over any of those. So there we are. Sky's the limit. Thanks for the shiny triangles, dude. Much appreciated. Put them in my shiny triangle box. Do you think they will make an MG Exia RM, assuming they make the other S1 Gundams? You mean like they made with the Strike RM? I don't know. Basically, you're talking about a 2.0 Exia. Do I think they'll make a 2.0 Exia? I've been seeing a lot of talk about that, but I don't know. I wouldn't really... be able to say for sure. Anything's possible, you know. And they made the new frame, right? And they kind of did that, right, with the seed kits. They went through, they made like the kind of universal frame, and they went through the main mobile suits, and they made the new 2.0, this Strike RM, or just the 2.0 Strike. So yeah, they could do something similar with the 00 kits. Sure. Time will tell. What is that? Oh my. This gigantic runner. Get this runner is absolutely ridiculous. They aren't color accurate. You'll need to paint them. Oh, that's quite alright. I think I like them in gray actually. Sky's the limit. As I talked about in the last stream, while I don't really have any particular plans for this, I do have plans for painting the original Zeong, and I'm planning on doing that in gray. Eventually. Why does that focus not look right? I adjusted the focus beforehand, but looking at it on the monitor, it doesn't look right. That's better, right? Is that better? Slightly better. It's weird. It doesn't look the same in my camera software when I adjust the focus. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, it looks better now. Why didn't you guys tell me that it was out of focus? It's not really a whole lot to see except just a bunch of parts, but focus was a little off there. Yes, Logan Benager's Silver Bullet does look dope. I love that HGUC Silver Bullet in all its forms. But man, the new one is looking especially dope. Am I getting the HG or RG Unicorn Perfectibility? Probably not. If that's ever something that I ever really wanted, I figure I could just make it. Just kit bash it. And I have plenty of unicorn kits. And actually, like, to be honest, I'm not really that big of a fan. It's just kind of like a little bit too over the top for me. I love the unicorn and various forms of unicorn, but Perfectibility has just never really done much for me, or the Plan B as it was known before that, kind of basically before it got the pigtails. Yeah, it's just kind of too much. I think the Psycho frame looks better in just about every color except for blue. Not really digging it in blue really. Zach, would you ever want to get an HGUC Wolf? I have an HGUC Wolf. I just haven't built it yet. I have the double Zeta version, not the unicorn version. I wouldn't be opposed to getting the unicorn version as well at some point. Just because again, it's that and the Silver Bullet are basically the same kit, and I love the HGC Silver Bullet, so I'm sure I'll enjoy the Double Wolf as well. Now that I think about it, where is that kit? No, I didn't build that, did I? Now that I'm thinking about it, it seems like I remember building that, but I don't think I built that. If I built that, I think it would be, it would have been like during a time since I've been on YouTube, so I would have done a review on it. So I don't remember, have I reviewed the Double Wolf? Someone search it. It's kind of weird that I don't remember that. I heard that have broke the RG Sazabi's shoulder joint, Yumika Katsu. Did this happen to you? No, it didn't happen to me. And I don't think it happened to him, did it? I'm pretty sure I watched his review of the Sazabi, and I don't remember him mentioning that he did that. This is going to be another one of those that's going to be really fun to take apart later. Sky's the limit. Non-Gunpla related question. What are some of your favorite Korean dishes? Some of my favorite Korean dishes. Good question. I always enjoy the non-Gunpla questions because it's good to just kind of chat about other life things as well. Favorite Korean dishes. The first one that I usually will say will be ori bulgogi, or just duck. Barbecue duck meat. So you guys, if you know anything about Korean food, you know that like barbecue meat, it's like kind of a big thing. One of the most well-known in terms of internationally, what people think of when they think of Korean food, right? Kimchi and barbecue, Korean barbecue. The duck, it's really good. Especially this particular kind, the bulgogi duck. It's like thinly sliced. How's it going, Crow? Chicken, Ricardo, what's this? Chicken bulgogi. What was their favorite cafeteria food or something? What was that? You spelled it right, I'm pretty sure, but what's with liking chicken bulgogi? No doubt that's good too. Alex says just bulgogi in general. Yeah, bulgogi in general is pretty good too. It's one of those ones that like I just have often enough that I don't really get all that excited about it. But bulgogi generally good. What are some other Korean foods that I really like? I mean, kimbap's good. It's not like really very special, but it's good. Do I like makgeolli? No, I don't like makgeolli. I can drink some, like if I'm at a party or something at like a get together, especially with like Koreans and they're pushing the makgeolli. I can drink it, but I don't really enjoy drinking. I wouldn't choose to drink it myself. You miss it, but it's pretty pricey in Canada. Yeah. Well, get at me on my Facebook page and send me a message or something if you want me to send you some makgeolli. I'll send you some. There's a great Korean place here in New Jersey that has good bowls, mushroom bowls. So like, what would that be? Any meals that you like at fast food places that you can't get anywhere else? Greasy ass hamburgers? I don't know. You mean like Korean fast food places that I can't get other places in the world? It's the bulgogi burger, I guess, but I don't really ever eat those. I usually just go for like the biggest, most American thing I can get the fast food. Yeah, I don't know about that either, Alex. I don't know. He said what did he say? Those are bowls, mushroom bowls. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. Sabre Shinri. What's this? What's this mushroom bowl you speak of? I'm guessing it's maybe like a dosa bibimbap or something. Maybe he's talking about. It's bibimbap with extra shroomies. I don't know, other Korean foods. To be honest, a lot of my favorite Korean foods are like the Korean fusion foods. So like, for example, like 탕수육 is like fusion, like Chinese Korean food. It's like the closest thing to like American Chinese food that you can get here in Korea. That's mad good, as well as jjajangmyeon. Some of you guys, if you've been to Korean restaurants or if you've been to Korea, then you probably know jjajangmyeon. It's like black noodles. It's like black spaghetti, kind of, sort of. You said it's almost like bibimbap, so alright, yeah, I kind of figure. Definitely, have I seen Henry's Dom build? Yeah, I just saw pictures of it. I saw the pictures he posted on Twitter. I haven't watched his work in progress video. But I don't think, based on what I saw in the pictures, I don't think that he did. I want to free up my hands. I don't think he did Max's technique quite right. I just wanted to put some air quotes on that because it's just a painting technique. I don't think there's any, there's not ever any particular right way to do it. But I think he did it differently from the way that Max usually does it. Hey, what's going on, Shoki? Apparently, you're sending too many messages. But yeah, it was cool to see Henry trying out Max's technique, but I think he did it a little bit differently from the way that Max does it. So that's something that I am actually planning on trying out myself and doing a video on in the very near future on Nexceed Zaku head. I've got an Nexceed Zaku head over there. It's like primed up and ready, but I'm gonna use it for a couple of kind of like short little tutorial bits. So like the first one is going to be for the pipes around the head. I want to do a video just about making like the, not totally like Thunderbolt style, but using putty to like jam between the pipes so it looks like it's got like cloth covering between the pipe parts, you know what I mean? So I want to do a video on that, and then I'm planning on painting that in like Max's kind of signature painting style as an experiment. And so I've been like over the past couple weeks I've been like intermittently kind of conferring with Lincoln about the specifics of Max's painting style, because Lincoln knows him and has seen the technique up close and personal, and obviously been able to talk with Max about it and whatever. But so I've been kind of like checking with him, like, okay, so for this he's doing it like this or like this, and he's doing it like that. And so Lincoln's basically telling him like, yeah, I don't really know all that well, but it's pretty much like that sometimes, but he sometimes does it different like that. So even Max himself, it seems like, from what I've heard from Lincoln, doesn't do it like the same every time, or he has like just different twists on the technique that he'll use every now and then. So I don't know. Ricardo, if Ricardo's still there in the chat, I think Ricardo probably knows pretty well as well. Papyrus, hey Zach, are you gonna finish the Tristan? The Tristan is finished. It's totally finished. The only thing that's left to finish is just the base, which I just need to do a little sanding, a little painting on the base. It's a wood, simple wood base. Have you ever used Vallejo Mecha Air paints? No, I haven't ever used any Vallejo paints. Nope. That piece was a little bit hard to get on there, and I feel like I remember the original piece was hard to get on there as well. The same piece on the original Academy. Oh, oopsies! I was supposed to put these parts in here first. Uh-oh. Hopefully, yeah, I can still do it. Anyway, that would have sucked. Alright. Let's focus. Try paying attention to the manual. And this guy here, and this one up here. Yes, I did make an oopsie. That's right. That is really meant to be that tight on there. I don't remember that being like that. That seems weird. Oh! It's not supposed to be like that. Come apart, you. I remember I had a similar problem on the original kit as well. These front skirt parts are supposed to be tucked up into there like that. So this front part doesn't fit on there right if you like squeezes those parts together. You have them put together in that part right. There we go. Alright. And this gigantic dong cover over the front of that. I feel like it's probably easier to show you guys on this camera, but on this camera it's just too big. Phew. He's big. Now, these ones. That one here. Here. And here. Show you the Tristan? Nah, I will not. I'll not show you the Tristan quite yet. Only a few have laid eyes upon that. But you all will have to wait just a little bit more as I'm procrastinating finishing the base. Damn, get on there, boy. I showed the Tristan to the Gunpla Talk, bros, and to the Patreon bros on the Discord. This piece is just ridiculous. Like, you're building the whole thing, and the whole thing is huge, and then you get to the back skirt, and it just cranks it up to a whole new level in giganticness. It's ridiculous. Can literally be a hat. You don't want I don't want to let the Tristan meme die. And Dendrobium is smaller than this. I don't know. I think the Dendrobium is a little bit smaller, but obviously it's kind of like totally opposite dimensions. This one's really tall, and the Dendrobium is quite long. But I think in overall, like, volume and size, that I'm sure this is probably a little bit bigger. But I don't know. May just have to get the Dendrobium at some point in the future and compare them. Turn my head 1 second, and I'm using the piece as a hat. Yep. Just to demonstrate how big this piece is. Anyway, let's quit playing around. We got work to do. Oh yes, now we have the challenge of putting these two parts together. I think this took like 15 minutes or so just to put these two parts together. Last time we tried this. It's not an easy thing to do. Let's take a deep breath. Let's go for it. The manual shows you which pegs to plug in first. That's why you're supposed to put like in these side ones here first. So I'm gonna try to get this right. Wish me luck. Put in these ones here on the side first. Here and here. Uh-oh. Got resistance. Someone is not going into where they're supposed to be already. Oh, there we go. Oh, is it on? Almost. Almost. I think we may have got it. It looks right. Everything's fitting flush. Wow, we got lucky. Seems we got it on the first try. Alright then. I meant to plug it right onto here straight away, so just the connection between these. Yeah. Pull that apart again so you guys can see that. Between the skirt and the back skirt, these gigantic pegs. There you go. Yes, I'm professional builder. Now, we build this next part. I'm gonna put that off to the side over here. There's no space to work on anything here. I4, just this one, and I1. Snapping sound makes you scared of building this kit, yeah. It's a noisy kit to build. You got a lot of clanging and banging all the time on all these parts and everything. Nothing broke though. It's very sturdy. I'm just gonna go ahead and clip these parts here while we're here. I'm gonna need them soon enough, I'm sure. So they're skirt parts. This runner is, I have to check, but as far as like Gunpla, not other model kits by Bandai, but as far as Gunpla, this has got to be probably the largest runner that they make. The runners on the 1/2 scale BB-8 did have, I think, a couple runners probably a little bit larger than this, but as far as Gunpla goes, that's probably got to be the largest. Something always breaks. Yeah, I'm sure during the disassembly process for this, something will break, but for the assembly process, it's pretty fine. I wouldn't really worry too much about it. So, yesterday and today, while I was just working on building up the Shenenju Stein in my downtime there at work, I was watching this movie on YouTube. I've never seen this before, or never even heard of it before, but it was kind of interesting. It's called Virtuosity. It's the old movie with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe. Any of you guys ever seen that? It was interesting. Anybody? Virtuosity? It's on YouTube, so you can just watch it. That's pretty cool. WI2 and WB2. Let's see. Yeah, pre-Matrix. Yeah, it did kind of have a lot of Matrix vibes to it, right? The kind of like being in the virtual world. WB13. My fuck, but good. The ending was like kind of, well, strange. WI2. Did everyone die at the end? No, not everyone died at the end. Any word on the next contest? I really want to enter a Gunpla contest. Yeah, the next contest will be coming probably soon, but I'm doing the contest in collaboration with someone else, so just kind of working on that. The other person who I'm doing that with is also a pretty busy person as well, so between the two of us, we can only exchange like a couple messages a day. And we, over the past few days, we've been on a different topic, so we haven't really been talking about that. Can't say who it is because like if I say who it is, it will totally give away what the contest is about. Five of these actually. Okay. Oh, shucks. Speaking of movies, have you ever think of watching a live-action Gundam movie? Not G-Savior. You're talking about the new live-action Gundam movie that they're in the process of making? What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about how that will eventually come out? To be honest, I'm still holding on to a little bit of disbelief on the whole idea in general. Like, until we get an actual trailer, I'm still not really getting too excited about the Gundam movie because things can still get canceled. So I don't know. I think they are. It does seem like they are going through with it, and I've seen like even like Bandai official reps like talking about it. There was some news just recently. It was at a con. Who was that? It was like some guy from Bandai Namco or something, and it was with like the owner of Legendary Pictures. They were on a panel at some con or something somewhere, and they were kind of talking about that. So it does seem like it's happening, but I still have some reservations. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Assuming it does happen, are they going to do like some sort of movie version of like the original Gundam story? Or are they going to do some like completely new story like with G-Savior or something like that, where it's just like a completely standalone thing within the Gundam universe? What do you guys think? I think they would be much better off doing a standalone thing rather than trying to cast Amuro and Char and tell the story of the One-Year War within a single movie. Unless they turn it into like a big epic trilogy or something like that, in which case I still don't think the episodic nature of this show would translate well into movies like that, even if you did split it up into 3 movies. Well, I guess they did do that with like the movie versions of the anime, but for like a big budget like Hollywood movie, I don't think that is gonna work. So as far as I've seen, they haven't said if it's gonna be like a completely new story or not. Have you guys heard much about that? I think they make a new story for it, yeah. Yeah, the Gundam scene in Ready Player One was cool, but I'm sure like it was well received for us. I'm sure like people who are like huge fans of Halo or something really loved the like 2 seconds of screen time that like was like Master Chief, things like that. I don't know. So I'm sure like every Easter egg for any niche like fan base, I'm sure was well appreciated in that movie. If Kurosama's still there in the chat, he'll be the one to talk to about Ready Player One. It's his favorite movie. I'd rather do a total redo of the original than a Gundam movie. The 8th MS Team would be a cool movie for sure, yeah. Skyers, I'm gonna have to agree with that. Because it was quite short and really focused on like, it's basically like focused around mostly like a specific battle, kind of, for the most part. So, yeah, I think turning the 8th MS Team into like a movie could definitely work. And with it being already kind of the most like down to earth, sort of like realistic portrayal anyway, I think that would also translate to a movie rather than like a bunch of space lasers and spaceships and new types and all this stuff with like the original series or Zeta or whatever, anything else, or Unicorn, any of these series. They tried to make it into like a live action Hollywood movie. Having something a bit more grounded, a bit more realistic, I think will translate better to film. William, you think Godzilla is going to be great? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually really looking forward to Avengers. I think it's just so much of that is just because of like 15 years of investment into this series of watching all the movies leading up to this point. Basically, I'm just so invested that I just really want to see the end. I'm not like a huge comic book fan by any means, and like not like a huge Marvel fanboy or anything like that. I enjoy the movies and I see all of them when they come out, but really looking forward to seeing Endgame just because I want to see what the heck's gonna happen. Avengers Endgame, Brie Larson spoiled it. Did she? What I do really appreciate, and I think I mentioned this to Alex last weekend when he was here. What I do like about what we've seen of Endgame so far in the trailers, I think they had the one teaser and then the trailer which just came out like a week or 2 weeks ago or something. I like how that we haven't really seen Thanos, which I think in the teaser you could see him like on his farm, like from behind or something like that. I don't remember now, but we haven't seen really any of the fight with Thanos, so we don't really know what to expect at all, like on that end. So I think it'll be cool. It's gonna be interesting. Definitely seems like at the end of the trailer when they're like walking with their new like all like white matching suits. That does seem to look like that's gonna be their new matching spacesuits for setting off into space to go to fight Thanos. I must be a DC comic fan then? Yeah. No, I'm not. But I get what you mean. Because you have to be one or the other, right? And we're making the back skirt even larger by now extending out its width as well. So we not only got a big booty, but it's also very wide. Look at this thing now. Have you ever seen Umbrella Academy? No, I haven't seen Umbrella Academy, but I have seen Police Academy, and I like it a lot. Kira Yamato versus Thanos, who would win? Well, we did that. We saw that in the Gundam meme review. Didn't I? I don't think I edited that out. There was the Thanos meme. Thanos snapped, and Kira started to disappear, but then just immediately came back. Pretty sure that was included in the meme review episode. Ant-Man vs. Thanos, who will win? It will be great to see Ant-Man joining the fight, but I don't think Ant-Man's going anywhere south of the border, let's say. I have not watched Love, Death, and Robots yet. Or is that the name? Is that right? Someone's asking. I mean, not even a hat. This thing, basically, you could use as like an umbrella now. Let's put this on here like this. Like this. There you go. 10 out of 10. Would wear again. But that actually really hurts my head, so no. Where do these go on here? These ones go on the front. These ones go on the back. Front. And back. So those are all different from the original kit. All those little circle bits. Oh, what are the things? Just take out my nippers in order to put the stickers on. Wrong tool. I should have put the stickers on these parts here before I put them onto the kit. Alex getting hard there. Somebody in the chat asking what kit they should build or something. That, but don't think the MG Psycho Zaku is a good kit to start out with. Master Grade Psycho Zaku is a perfectly fine kit to start out with, I would say. Go big or go home, right? No, I think yes, Master Grade Psycho Zaku obviously going to be pretty intimidating for a first kit, or even a second or a third or fourth kit, just by the sheer amount of parts. But the build process for any kit is exactly the same. Cut the parts off the runner, clean up the nubs, put them together following the manual. You just have a whole lot more parts. Just remember to get some mark setter and softer for the decals. For this guy. I was really surprised about the decal sheet for this guy. It's really quite nice. You guys saw in the unboxing, it's like looking at the decal sheet on like the parts list page. It looked like pretty small. And then when I actually pulled out the sheet of water slides, really shocked. Damn. I did not know it was going to be that big. Can I use top coat to tighten up joints? Yeah. I mean, top coat is essentially just paint. So, just like you could use paint or glue or whatever to tighten up joints, you can use top coat as well. It's the same thing. Yeah, it is a surprise that they include any water slides at all. So that's why I was like, when I saw just because I knew that even like the regular version of this kit does come with the one single water slide, which actually I have over here. This. The regular kit comes with just this one little water slide for the Zeong marking on the back of it. And so like when I saw on the parts list that it comes with the sheet of water slides, and I saw like it's got a few on there. It's really surprising. Yeah, just because it's an HG for one, so that means no water slides. It's a P Bandai kit, so that means a little bit slightly better chance of getting water slides, but still, even with P Bandai kits, they usually don't put them with HGs. But got an exception this time, which is nice. And yeah, it is also cool that it also comes with water slides for the Shinju Stein as well. They could have just put in like just a few, like just for the Neo Zeong itself. Just a couple like the big markings, but it's got a nice handful of stuff on there. So still, I think if you wanted to like really get the full effect, you're gonna have to add some more decals to it. I don't even know. Like, I think the hard part would be that you have to remember that it's still 1/44 scale. So 1/44 scale decals are tiny, and putting 1/44 scale decals all over this thing is gonna take like a month just for that. So, man. There we go. We got the Bell parts up underneath there. And that is basically a wrap on the main part of the bottom here. Now we build the fuel tanks. So we set that over there. Yeah. Up here out of the way. Whether you're a noob or a pro, water slides are your best friend. Yeah. It's weird to see people that are like really nervous about doing water slides. You see people that are, a lot of times they'll say like, oh, I'm a beginner, or I just don't have a lot of experience using water slides, so I'm kind of nervous to use them, or just don't really feel comfortable using them. They're really not that hard. Yeah. They really do give the best results, I think, generally. The nice thing about dry transfers is that they have no film at all that they're on. So like they will like look the most realistic, as in like something that's actually like painted on to the kit rather than a decal stuck on the kit. But dry transfers are just such a pain in the ass to use. Between the two, dry transfers are harder to do than water slides. They're a lot easier to mess up, and it's a lot easier to mess up other things as well, messing up other decals or messing up your paint or stuff like along the way. With water slides, you can't really mess anything up except the decal itself if you just kind of like fool with it too much. Sorry for the noise. I just never knew why you needed to live there in the first place. Will you do a live build of any of the Mechanicore kits anytime? Yes, I will. Whenever I get around to building one of the Mechanicore kits, which will hopefully be later this year, probably around the end of the year, then I will definitely live stream the progress on that. What are you guys talking about? Trying to go back in the chat there a little bit. Crow, were you asking about why I'm living in Korea? Yeah, I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking through the chat. I'm trying to go back. So you guys are talking about someone living in Korea. I don't know if you're talking about me or not. I can answer the question if I know the question is directed to me, but I don't know if you're talking about me or not. In the meantime, Deafening asks, what kind of other mecha would you recommend to collect other than Gunpla? Well, probably the closest thing would be frame arms. So that's a possibility. The frame arms are cool just because of how compatible they all are. And all Kobukia option parts and everything like that, all being all compatible. How's it going, Noodly Dude? Thank you for the contribution. How do you ventilate to deal with lacquer fumes? If you watch my video, it's like a DIY spray booth version 2 or like 2.0 or something like that too. Just make sure you watch the second one, not the first one. That shows my current setup that I'm using. So I have a pretty big like fan, like not the kind of fan you would typically put in like a bathroom or a kitchen fan or something like that. It's a little bit stronger than that, a lot stronger than that. And that's like going up out the window. And then I have another fan, which is one of those like a kitchen or bathroom fans they would have like that, which just sucks just air just out of the room in general. It's going out of there. So the strong fan sucks it really directionally in my spray booth. And then for anything extra, just other fumes about in here will also just go out the other fan there as well. So get some pretty good ventilation in here. Just good. Crow, you wondered how I ended up here in the first place? Yes. Also, sorry. Just to go back to the question about other kits, other mecha kits aside from Gunpla to build. Yes, Gerard on Twitch also pointed out that the Full Metal Panic kits are great. Yeah, the Full Metal Panic kits are really great, especially Bandai's versions. Are probably like they're like really close to Gunpla anyway. So yeah, check out the Full Metal Panic kits as well. Yeah, those are good as well. But Crow, how did I end up in Korea? Okay, I'll tell you the story in a moment. Let me just grab the rest of these couple of parts here that I need. And then it can be story time. Long story incoming. Yeah, it's a long-ish story. Not really all that long, but I tend to be pretty long-winded when it comes to stories because I am just kind of really, I don't know, I think just really like detail-oriented. So when I'm telling a story, I like to include like too much details and backstory. That's really kind of not particularly necessary, but yeah. Hang on, let me just grab a couple more parts here. Borbakman, do you speak much Korean? Yeah, I speak some Korean. Basic stuff. My grammar is fine because I studied Japanese in college. It wasn't my major, but I took 3 semesters of Japanese, so I had, and the grammar is basically the same. So I had a good grasp on the grammar even before I knew any Korean at all, really. So it's basically just filling out the vocabulary, which I've been doing slowly and surely over the course of living here, but I never really actively study, and so slowly is the key word there. Filling out my vocabulary. For me, Korean is actually harder than Japanese to speak. Obviously, the Japanese written language is much harder because you have the use of kanji. Korean's reading and writing system is very easy to learn. You can learn to read and write Korean in a day, really. It's really easy. But just the sounds and speaking in sentences and like in full sentences in Korean is much harder for me than in Japanese. Alright, and the last couple of things need from over here. All these. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. Each of them. No. 6. Okay, we know all of these. Okay. Gigantic pieces. So these are like the last bits I'm working on. So yeah. Okay, story time. Story time. I'll tell you the story of how I ended up in Korea. Because you may not know this, but Korea was not actually where I was intending to end up, actually. Wasn't like I always dreamt to live in Korea. Wasn't quite like that. Since I think like early high school, when I was a young teenager, I don't remember exactly how, but I had heard about the JET program in Japan, which, if you guys are unfamiliar, is just basically like a teaching program for foreigners from native English-speaking countries to come in and teach, and basically just all you need is a 4-year degree. It doesn't really matter what your degree is in, and then you can go and teach in Japan. And that was right around the time when I was starting to get kind of really interested in Japanese culture. I think that was like kind of after I had gotten into anime and things like that I had seen on Toonami and then I had started to get into some like films as well, stuff. So I was getting interested in the culture a lot, and I had heard about the JET program specifically, and just like kind of the whole thing in general about teaching English in Japan, and I thought, oh, I really want to do that. So even long before I decided what I was going to study in university, I decided that I wanted to go to university, and then after university, go spend some time in Japan, just doing that, just probably teaching English. Unless something else came about, I wasn't planning on that with 100% certainty, but that was kind of always what I had in mind to do. So, cut to the end of, near the end of my university, and I was getting ready to apply, and basically with the JET program, which is just like it's a government program, and it's not the only way to get into teaching Japan. There's plenty of ways, but the good thing about the JET program is that they'll pay for your flight, and they'll also provide you an apartment, a place to live as well. So that's two really big expenses, like out of the way, that are paid for by the program. So that's pretty good. But other than that, pretty much any other teaching job in Japan is not going to provide that for you. So if that is a benefit that that you want or need, in my case I need, because I didn't have any money. I just finished art school, so I didn't have money to just go there and look for a job. So kind of all my eggs were essentially in the one basket of getting into the JET program. Now, they get a lot of applicants because it's a pretty well-known program, and obviously a lot of people want to go to Japan. So I think I don't know what the statistics are now, but I think at the time they would get, I think it was about 1 in 60 or 1 in 80, something like that. People who applied got in, if not higher than that, or if not 1 in 100 or more. But so there definitely was a chance that I couldn't get in, but I wanted to give myself the best chance as possible. So I had studied Japanese. I studied 3 semesters of Japanese in college. I had traveled to Japan between my 3rd and 4th year of college. I spent a month in Japan, traveling around there, so I'd have an experience of being in the country and getting around in the country. And then part of the application for JET is you have to write an essay as well, and so wrote my essay, and fortunately for me, my Japanese professor actually used to work for the JET program, so she actually kind of helped me a little bit because she knew exactly the kind of thing that they're looking for in the essay. And so she helped me out a little bit, just giving me advice about how to write my essay, like what things to be sure to mention, or things like that. And so basically the only thing that I didn't have going for me is I just didn't really have any teaching experience, but that's kind of the point. I think most applicants probably didn't, because they're looking for generally people just straight out of college. So even if you did study teaching, you probably wouldn't have any teaching experience, other than if you did like some sort of like student teacher thing or something, whatever. But so long story short, I didn't get in, and so I wasn't accepted, and that was pretty sad. I was pretty bummed, because that was like kind of like my only. I was like really counting on that working out, and it was just kind of really a shame that didn't work out. So, like I said, I didn't really have money to just go over there and look for a job in some other way. In hindsight, I think what I could have done is what I eventually did do later, because I did eventually go and work in Japan for a year, but I applied like while I was living here in Korea. But what I could have done at the time was just kind of stay in America for a little while and keep looking for a job, and then just like see about just getting like getting a loan from my parents or even the bank or something like that, just for a couple $1,000s. Like once I had a job lined up, because you can still line up a job from outside the country, but it's just much harder, and you have to be really lucky. And so I could have waited and maybe got some sort of loan for like a couple $1,000s, because I would have been able to pay it back. Because once you get in, I mean, the job is pretty good, so I would have been able to pay it back fine. But I wanted to go somewhere, and I haven't really ever thought about Korea as an option as well, but just like in kind of my just like research or whatever, I don't know, just cruising the internet about teaching in Japan, and you come across like teaching in Asia kind of in general. And so I'd seen a lot about teaching in Korea as well, and so I was just kind of like looking into that as well, and I thought, alright, well, maybe what I can do is just go to Korea. It's just right across the way, right? It's very close. Just go to Korea for a year or two, and then just, you know, keep trying and go to Japan from Korea later, afterwards. And so that's what I did, basically. Came to Korea, and 1 year later, I applied to JET again, and I again didn't get in. So then I figured, all right, well, I guess I'm going to have to go a different way, because they just don't want me in this program. So I even got my like online teaching certificate, which is not the same as like an actual degree in teaching, but I got like a teaching English as a second language at TESOL kind of certification, just also to help boost my resume a little bit. And then at that time I had been teaching in Korea for almost 2 years, at the time when I was applying for jobs in Japan, so I had nearly 2 years of experience as well, and I was able to finally get a job in Korea, in Japan, and I went there, and I stayed there for a year, but I really, basically just the reason I came back to Korea was just because I decided I wanted to get married to my girlfriend, who's now my wife here, but at the time we were dating while I was here in Korea, and then when I left to Japan, it was kind of off again, on again, a little bit there. Kind of didn't really quite know what we were going to kind of do about that, but we decided that I would just stay there in Japan for a year, just enjoy it, and then come back to Korea, and the rest is history. I came back, started a YouTube channel, and now I do this. And I'm married and have 2 kids. Yeah. So that is how I ended up in Korea. Just kind of by accident. Essentially by fate, that some jackass at the JET program in Japan passed my application for some reason. But it all worked out. Did later on get to live there for a year, and I've obviously traveled there many times. Would I like to live there again, or do I wish I could have lived there for longer than a year? Yeah, I think so, kind of. I still feel like I would still like to live there more. But that year was also just a really interesting time. Of course, it was a lot of fun, and met a lot of fun people and did a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, Japan's not an easy place to live in, both financially and like mentally. Funny how it all worked out, man. Yeah. Yeah, it all worked out. Didn't need the JET program. And actually, and just to tell another story about the JET program, when I did get a job in Japan and I went there and I was working at the place where I was working at in Nagoya, my coworker, they at the time they hired two teachers at the same time, me and this other girl, American bird from Michigan, I want to say, if I remember correctly. But she had been in Japan for, I think, a couple of years already at that point, so her Japanese was quite good, which I was envious of, but she had been in the JET program. I think she had been in the JET program for like 2 years, and then she had then come into this job, which the JET program places you in the public schools, mostly elementary school for the most part, as far as I can remember. So basically, you're the assistant language teacher to the Japanese English teacher in like an elementary school. And the biggest complaint that I hear a lot from a lot of people is that you're basically just like a human tape recorder. You're there to basically just recite stuff for the students, and the students just repeat after you, basically just so they can know the correct tone, how to pronounce anyway. But so anyway, so yeah, my coworker had been in JET for 2 years, and man, she was a crap teacher. She was not a good teacher. I think it was just kind of her personality as well. She was really weird. She was a really strange personality. The kind of person who just has like just really awkward, and like it's really uncomfortable just like to make eye contact with them, because they just have such a face that's like it's like burning your soul when you're making eye contact with them. It's like, yeah. But yeah, so she had come out of the JET program, and yeah, she was not a good teacher. So we both went into that job with 2 years of experience. I had 2 years of experience working in just like private academies here in Korea, which is basically the same as where we went to. In Japan, I basically went to like the Japanese equivalent of what I'd been doing in Korea for 2 years. And she came out of the JET program for 2 years of that, and I think she had enthusiasm and ideas, but her ideas were all pretty crap. Because I think it's just because like her ideas were also based on her experience of being in a classroom with 30 kids, and then to go and into like a private academy kind of place where you're doing stuff in a classroom with 2, 3, 4 kids. It's like she just couldn't really think that this stuff just like wouldn't really translate well. Yes, painting this will be a nightmare. The seam line removal as well, especially on these tanks. I have to talk to Sungdong about this. So I'm interested. Alex, did you ever hear Alex, would you say, was she one of those teachers? I don't know what you mean by one of those teachers. And to be honest, I don't remember a whole lot of specifics, like specific situations or things like that about her, so it's kind of hard to cite any specific examples. No, I don't know what I mean. I don't know what you mean by one of those teachers. Weird, quirky, homeschool. Yeah, I mean, like, she was just a weird person in general. So I think, like, I don't know, I also, like, there's a really weird dichotomy for myself as well. Like, and I think the teachers at my school probably get like really confused because like when just like they see me around school, or like if they come into our office, me and the other English teachers and PE teachers and like music and art teacher like all share an office at my school now. So like whenever I'm in the office and I'm always just like working on something, I'm never like talking to anyone. And like at lunchtime too, like I'm sitting with other teachers, but I just don't really talk to other teachers like all that much. Just not very like outgoing with other teachers basically at my school, just because like I'm just like usually staying busy, just working on my own stuff all the time. And but then if they ever come and like watch me in the class, like then like in the classroom with the students, I'm like really animated. Of course, these kind of have to be really animated and like loud and all that. So they probably think like that I just like really don't like them or something. I don't know. I don't know what they think exactly, but it must be kind of weird to see how different I am in the classroom, like doing my thing, compared to how I am just outside the classroom. Weird loser homeschool shelter people looking to bust out the parents' house, shitty teachers. Yeah, Alex, I think I do know the type you're talking about, and it's kind of like that. Also, just to share, and I don't know how like responsible it is to share much details about her life. I'm not gonna say her name or anything like that, but uh, I can't remember at the time. She was engaged, if I remember correctly. She was dating. I think they weren't married yet. They were dating or engaged to this Japanese guy who she met online while she was living in America before she came to Japan. So she met this Japanese guy online and they had been dating since then. And he didn't live where, like, close to, like, we were living in Nagoya. And he didn't live anywhere near there, so, like, I think she would, like, go visit him, like, sometimes, sort of. But it just seemed like such a really weird relationship. And plus, I think he was, like, 10 years older or something like that, too, as well. And I don't really know what she was really into, like, what was her hobbies. I think she played some video games and stuff. And I don't know, she must have spent like a good amount of time just like studying Japanese or something too. Like she actually ended up getting fired because she was just such a poor teacher, and like parents and students were complaining about her. So she got fired after about 6 months or something like that. Which was great because yeah, it was just kind of uncomfortable working with her. And the other great thing was that the person who they hired to replace her was a really cool guy. It's an Australian guy. I still keep in touch with. So yeah, it all worked out. He was a really super outgoing person. Like, he was joining like clubs. He was in like a breakdancing club, and he was in like this capoeira club. Everything. The dude was super active. He'd always be out doing something. He'd be like, "Oh, you want to come like join this club? You want to come do this?" He'd be like, "Nah, I'm gonna build some Gunpla," or like, "I'm just gonna go ride my bike." I just cycled a bunch. Basically, my free time in Japan when I was living there was spent either cycling, drinking, or building Gunpla. So yeah, it was Riven to Rife. What is going on, Simon? Covered in nub dust over here. But I got my G Fuel now. Doubling up. These things are gigantic. Count you in for drinking and Gunpla. I don't recommend that. I wouldn't usually combine the drinking and the Gunpla. Sometimes. But usually those were kind of kept separately. Alright. I think what we're going to do here is just finish the base. Oh no! I still have all those parts to do too. Still a whole bunch of those parts over there. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is just like finish the base so we can get him stood up, and then we'll do the arms in a part 3 live stream, I guess. Do you guys want to see a part 3 live stream of this? So just basically building the arms, or you don't care to see that? Even with today's live stream, I think there wasn't really a whole lot to see. And just these parts are too huge. It's kind of hard to show them on camera. Up to me. Sure, go ahead. Well, tomorrow, assuming nothing changes, I don't change my mind or anything. Tomorrow I'm planning on streaming again, but not this. I'll be streaming the building of the narrative Gundam C packs, and as well as the Ultraman B types. So it'll be a double stream with the two of those kits together tomorrow. So then that means we have to finish up building the arms for this guy on the weekend. So like, I gotta build them anyway, so might as well stream while I'm building them, I guess. Just hang out, and as per usual, if people are interested, they'll watch, right? If not, then they won't. Where's this piece though? Zach, I'm sorry if I missed you answering this question. When are you going to, hold on, when are you going to upload another Gunpla news? I hadn't talked about that today. I think I mentioned about that in the stream 2 days ago, but Gunpla news, I'll do a new episode for April, so it'll be just like the beginning of April. So in about a week, probably. In about a week, there's a good amount of stuff to talk about. So, yeah, need to do that. I think, as I mentioned in the stream the other day, I meant to do an episode of Gunpla News this month, but I kind of forgot about it. I was just kind of in the zone trying to get the Tristan finished, so that took priority. Yeah, Zaka, I want to see what kits get announced after the episode comes out, right? Alright, Ricardo's just interested in the curse. So, as you know, if I make that Gunpla News episode, then you know there's going to be some announcement straight afterwards. I should paint this Zeong soft pink? Probably not. Let me see. Hang on. If I can show you this. My idea for the color scheme for the regular Zeong. Let's see if I can find a good picture. Here's a kind of good picture, but it's not loading. Come on, then. Really, that's the only picture I can find of that particular color scheme? Sad. Alright. I can only find this one picture, and it's kind of blurry. It's not the best resolution, but you guys can at least get an idea of the color scheme that I'm thinking of for the regular Zeong. Here, can you guys see that? Hang on. This, can you see that? It's like a blocky two-tone gray. Camo. So that's the Machining Krieger Nutcracker tank kit. So I want to do a color scheme like that on the regular Zeong. What to think about that? Good idea. Hey Zach, have you seen those new SD Sangoku kits out there? I haven't seen them here yet. I think I did see them, Crow. I think I did see them online here on like a Bandai Mall, is like the Bandai's like official sales website here in Korea. I think I did see them on there. But if they're not out in Japan, or if you can't find them in Japan, then I don't know. Zach, I don't suppose you're going to do a review of any of the mechanical kits. Probably not any sort of review. But like I mentioned earlier, I am planning on starting one around the end of this year. But, oh, in other news, GBWC, I think I want to do it. I've been on the fence. I've been going kind of back and forth. Do I want to enter GBWC this year or not? I really don't want to go through the hassle of entering GBWC. But on the other hand, oof. I think I do want to. So I'm thinking I'm going to enter GBWC. I have an idea. I had an idea straight away that I liked. But then I'm kind of going back on that idea, but now I think I'm kind of settling on an idea which is similar to that. But I was originally planning on doing it in 1/44 scale, but I think I'm going to have to do it in 1/100 scale because you kind of just have to go bigger with GBWC. It's not very often you see 1/44 scale kits winning GBWC, unfortunately. Go up north just to take a picture with Sungdong's cardboard cutout. Yeah, I want to check out that cardboard cutout of Sungdong. It's crazy, like how popular, like how just popular, like in general, that Sungdong is. It's awesome. But alright. Before I need to get my, well, let me just go get that screwdriver. Oh. Legs been sitting like in my chair cross-legged for too long. Hidama? What kid are you guys talking about with the Kurosama? What do you say? No joint on elbow or knee. You guys talking about some of the new SD kits or something? Are you planning to review older kits? Yes, I've got a few of them right over here. These I'll probably get to next week, maybe. These older HGUC kits. Yep. As well as this, not very old, but older. So that's on the immediate to-do list. Also have it's also kind of a little bit of an older kit. Where did I put the screws for this kit? That's a good question. Where did I get that epic Shinanju poster back there? That epic Shinanju poster is from joshuadera.com. Check out joshuadera.com for all your poster needs. Where did I put the screws for this? They were here on the desk. Where would I have put those? guessing we can put this together without the screws. For the time being, it should be fine. I think they're probably not really particularly necessary for holding the whole thing together. Yes, I finally got the Nightingale, and for a very specific reason, which I'm very excited to share with you guys, but can't can't say too much on that quite yet. Oh, there's the screws. Haha. They were in this base part here. That's right. I knew I would have put them somewhere. That would have made sense. But yeah, I have a pretty fun idea for the Nightingale that I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys. So that'll be something coming up probably next week or the week after like that as well. Many things to do. Would you recommend the MG Zeta Plus A1 as a first transforming MG? I've never built that. It's a pretty old kit, but that said, I've never really heard of it being that bad. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if Alex has built it, but I'm pretty sure Ricardo's probably built it. If Ricardo's still in the chat, he could probably say. And whoever else. Whoever else is there in the chat, if you've built the MG Zeta Plus A1, feel free to chime in there. Who would win, Perfect Zeong or Neo Zeong? I don't know, I suppose you probably have to consider the pilot, but it'd be a toss-up. I'd have to check, but I feel like the Neo Zeong is probably more powerful just in terms of like just the numbers. Let's put this guy up on the base, shall we? This. Oh my. Do I have that piece in there wrong? I'm really gonna hate myself if that part is in there wrong. Oh, I'm really going to want to die if that part is in there wrong. I am a professional builder, remember, but even professional builders sometimes get it wrong. Oh, I think that part is in there wrong. It's like at the core of the entire waist section, I had to basically take apart like the entire thing. Yep, it's wrong. Oh, no, oh, no, no, it's gonna take like an hour to just take this apart and put it back together again. Made a big oopsie. Oh no. Oh no. Press F in the chat. Where's my part separator? I'm surely gonna need that. Where did I put that? Maybe it's in my backpack or something. That's in here. Gonna need that. Oh my. This sucks. Remember when I was putting the two halves of the main waist section, when I was putting the two halves of the main waist section together, like way back at the start of the stream, and I was saying like, oh, it's gonna really suck to have to take these apart for painting. Hopefully I won't have to. Those are the parts that I have to take apart to get to the piece that I put in wrong. Damn it. Even this part separator is like too small for this. Sucks ass. Take off these fucking panels. Take off these fucking panels. These ones are not gonna come off easily. I have never seen Zach get pissed. I think it's the first time. Yeah. I'm just annoyed. Fuck. This part is gonna end up snapping. Come on. Damn it. I'm not even sure I really need to remove these panels in order to get this apart, but... Oh, lordy lordy, look who's turning 40-40. That's just like the pressure. Oh shit. Oh, damn it, I have to take off this part. This part here on the bottom too. God damn it. Come off, you. Oh, that's not coming off because I need to take off this part first. I have to take off that part first, then I can take off this part. Then I can take off the part on the bottom. Then I can try to separate the two halves. God damn it, dude. Ah! Ugh. Then I need to take off this part here on the front. Every single part just sandwiches together around something else, which prevents me from taking apart two main halves of these apart. Finally, there we go. Ah, shit. Well, it's coming apart easier than I expected, but hopefully that's just the sound of gigantic pegs coming apart and not the sound of anything breaking. Ah, this sucks. Alex, come help me. Isn't it sexy sweet ass? Isn't it way past midnight over there? Yeah, it's just about 1:30 almost. Got it. Turn that around the other way. There we go. Why didn't Bandai just make that part so that it's impossible to put in the wrong way? Like, they do that so often for other parts. Why would they make this part even have the option of turning the opposite way so that you can turn the fuel tanks to be pointed forward instead of pointing back? Who would do that? Bandai sucks. I am a professional builder, guys. Yeah. Dang. Yeah. Now let's see if I can put it back together without putting on anything wrong. Okay, that one there. This one here. This one on the front of here. This one on here. Dang. That will fit in too tight. Slip on the butt. On these bits. Man. Sorry guys, really let you down there. I was supposed to be a professional builder and make a rookie mistake like that. What? How does that even happen? What sorcery is this? I turned the part around the other way. I turned it around and it's still backwards. Well, good night, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow when we're gonna build something that's not this kit. Take it easy. See you next time.